In 1507, a German cartographer produced a map unlike anything the world had seen before. Drawing on reports from explorers and fellow cartographers, Martin Waldseemüller created a map that fundamentally reshaped how people understood their planet. He not only labeled the New World America, but also depicted it as a distinct landmass, separated from Asia by the vast Pacific Ocean. The Waldseemüller map was widely influential. Other cartographers adopted the conventions of the map. Within a few years after its publication, all copies of the map vanished, lost for nearly 500 years. Hello, this is Russell, and welcome to Anything History. The Library of Congress has called the Waldseemüller Map America's Birth Certificate, and the history behind its creation and rediscovery is a story that helped shape how we see our world today. During the Age of Discovery in the 15th century, explorers sailed to all corners of the globe. They brought back tales of unknown lands that lay west of the Old World. Among these early explorers was Amerigo Vespucci. Like other explorers of the time, he sailed into an unknown world. His voyages from 1497 to 1504 laid the foundation of what would become an earnest attempt to compile all of these discoveries and create a new vision of the world. Working under the patronage of the Duke of Lorraine, German cartographer Martin Waldseemüller worked on updating a version of Ptolemy's famous atlas. Waldseemüller's revolutionary map was the first to portray the New World as a separate continent, and the first to name it America in recognition of explorer Amerigo Vespucci. The German cartographer made two versions of the map, one published in book form and the other being much more ambitious. The larger map was roughly 4.5 feet wide by 8 feet long and designed to be assembled out of 12 individual sections. The map also featured miniature insets that showed the view of the world in relation to the known continents. It represents a point in history that was forever changed by the discovery of what the Europeans called the New World. The Waldseemüller map was widely circulated throughout Europe, and although some copies survived in the smaller book form, the larger map was lost to time as new, more accurate versions were published and little care was given to preserve his work. For nearly 500 years, the larger map was a rumor, frequently referenced but unseen for half a millennium. In the summer of 1901, Joseph Fischer did not set out to rediscover the Waldseemüller map. His passion was, in fact, in Viking maps, specifically those that suggested a Viking presence in America. Fischer had heard rumors of a special collection of maps at Wolfegg Castle in southern Germany. He methodically scoured the castle's extensive collection of maps, hoping to find something that piqued his interest. On his third day of looking, he found something interesting in one of the castle's towers. It was an old tome held together by two brass clasps. He found to his astonishment that the folio contained a giant world map in pristine condition. It was made up of 12 individual sheets printed from woodblock, which, when assembled, measured 4.5 feet wide by 8 feet long. Examining the map, he read the inscription, "The whole world, according to the tradition of Ptolemy, and the voyages of Amerigo Vespucci and others." Fischer continued to examine the map, reading of a distant, unknown land. Finally, he found the most important part of the map. In the bottom southwest corner, he found the word America. Fischer knew that he had found a copy of the lost Waldseemüller map. The discovery of the lost map captivated the world's attention. In March of 1902, the New York Times called it the most remarkable discovery in the history of cartography. Fischer's discovery was the only surviving example of the larger Waldseemüller map. Recognizing the map's historical significance, the United States Library of Congress acquired the map in 2003 for $10 million. Today, you can view the map at the Library of Congress as part of the Exploring the Early Americas exhibit. The Waldseemüller map is extraordinarily important to the history of cartography and our own place in the world. It was the culmination of centuries of knowledge and a shift in how 16th century Europeans represented their changing world. Waldseemüller straddled both the ancient and modern age by grounding his map in the past with Ptolemy, then giving the new continent a thoroughly modern name, America. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe. It really does help the channel out.